too late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? I'm just up for a little bit. I'm not going to be up for too long. I just wanted to come in real quick and say hello and answer questions. I like to come in sometimes and just do, just kind of a wide open, quick conversation right before I go to bed. And so if you have any questions about anything you want to ask me about, some people ask me about things that are political. Some people ask me about things that are personal. Some people ask me about things that are financial. Whatever you want to ask me about, I'll answer. We're getting ready for the All Black National Convention. In case you don't know, we got a lot of really good people coming through. In fact, I'm going to pull up the list in front of me so I can tell you guys who's coming. I know Dr. Wesley Muhammad's coming through. I was thinking about him today because he's such a smart black man. We got a lot of great people that are going to be there. And the cool thing about the convention is that this is the convention for people who are black first. If you believe in putting black people first, then the convention's for you. If you believe in black family, the convention's for you. If you are a person who believes in building the black community, this convention's for you. If you believe in building black businesses, the convention's for you. That's what the convention is made for. It's made for people like that who are built that way. Willie D is going to be there. Let's see, Tariq Abdul Khalik, Eton Thomas, Vicky Dillard, Tina Berry, Rock Newman, Teslin Figaro, Tariq Nasheed, Ryan McCrary, Ryan Mack, Noma Langamushali Moses, Brother Nuri Muhammad, Rick Mathis, Nicole Compton, who's an attorney, who's a business startup specialist, Lamar Tyler, of course, my brother Lawrence. Lamar Tyler runs a group full of black millionaires, so he can teach you a lot about that. Faye Bishop, Dr. George C. Frazier, Dr. Nicole Compton. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. It's a really great lineup, so I hope you guys will come check it out. Let's see here. Let me look at some of your questions. Gosh, it's hard to see it with the backdrop of my shirt. My shirt blends in, and I can't. It's hard to read the comments. Let's see here. Elon and NASA plan to mine gold on the asteroid. How can we get to sit at the table and talk reparations? That part I don't know. I mean, I'm a believer in building tables. So I'm not good at getting seats at white people's tables, right? So if you want to get hired by white people, I'm not the guy. I'm the guy that'll get you fired on your day off. Like, I will get you fired if you're working for white people. So if your goal is to get in good with white folks, don't listen to me because I will fuck up all of your shit because I will tell you to stand tall and tell them to kiss your butt if they start disrespecting you. You don't want that kind of bad advice if you're trying to keep a job. Cooning ain't easy, and I'm not very good at it. By the way, if you want to get tickets to the convention, go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. We have no corporate sponsorship. We have no sponsorship from any political party. We don't do that stuff. So there's not, so there's going to be Democrats there, but it's not a Democratic Party event. There's going to be Republicans there, but it's not a Republican Party event. It's going to be independent there. It's whatever you are. Like, just, you got to be black first. If you're black first, then you can rock with us. Give me 1 second here. All right, I'm putting stuff up on Twitter and let people on Twitter know that we're live. All right, and my Twitter is Dr. Boyce Watkins 1, Dr. Boyce Watkins 1. Okay, you know what? Maybe if I hold this, there we go. If I hold this paper here, I can actually read. Okay, is there a melanin conference held yearly that no brown people are ever at? You mean like totally black? I don't know what that means. Is this a Boyce clone? No, this is just a brother who's trying to get his teeth right. So that's why I talk funny, because it's a 6-month process. I'm doing some dental work, so let's just get past all of that. I mean, if you want to make jokes about it, you can, but I'm sure it's kind of funny. But I hope we can be serious for at least 5 minutes. All right, so let me see here. What's the best way to start a battered women's shelter in a poor rural area? Talk to somebody who already does it and learn from them. That might be the best approach. With government grants and stuff like that. I don't really mess with those too much, but I'm sure there are grants out there. But yeah, learning from people who've already done it, that's the best form of education, in my opinion. What do you think of the NIO stock? I don't think anything of it. There's thousands of stocks, so I don't know the details of every one of them. But I own a few, and I mentioned some. Like today, I was thinking about Chipotle. I like Chipotle, just as a company. They have good management, so that's a stock that I believe in. I'm invested in, and so actually, if you want to see a lot of the stocks that I buy, feel free to join the Black Stock Market Program. The first month is $1, and I guarantee if you just go through a few of my videos, like you'll be better than 95% of all people when it comes to stock market investing. So it's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. THE, that's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. And if you go to the Black Business School, if you sign up for any programs, you can get a 20% discount. Just use the code word Dr. Boyce. If you use the code word Dr. Boyce, you can get 20% off anything you sign up for. When are you getting married? I'm getting married in July. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, so I get married July 10th in Chicago. We want to have an open wedding. We wanted everybody to come, but COVID kind of changed everything. So we're kind of in limbo. We're not really sure exactly how we want to do it. I do know that I love this Black woman and I have to marry her, or I will just literally, my head will explode. So it's going to happen this year. We may end up doing something private and simple or whatever. But, I was hoping to do something a little bit bigger, more inclusive. Let's see, day trading pros and cons. The pros of day trading is that it's fun. It's like going to the casino. The cons of it is that you can lose a lot of money really fast and you might become a gambling addict. So I'm not going to tell you not to day trade. I'm just going to say, because a lot of people are doing it, I'm just going to say, just make sure you know what it is. I don't see day trading to be the same as investing. Investing is planting a seed and letting it grow. Day trading is kind of like planting the seed and pulling it out of the ground like the same day. Like it's kind of a weird thing. So I don't consider investing and day trading to be the same thing. But then again, I'm sure there's somebody out there who might disagree with me. So I'm not going to argue. Let's see here. How important is Black marriage and building? Two educations. That's a great question. Black marriage is really important. I mean, relationships. The older I get, the more I understand that relationships are really important for wealth building. If you have good relationships, you can be rich, because people that are rich, they do business with people that they know and that they like and that they trust. So if you can build trust with other people by showing yourself to be a trustworthy person, then people will take care of you. Like people will work with you. People will invite you to be in their movie, or they'll invite you to invest in that deal that they found that's going to make a lot of money. But you got to show yourself to be a decent person, not an asshole. Do you think reparations will happen? Yeah, I do. But it's probably going to be a bunch of crap when they finally get around to it. There was an economist today that actually estimated that reparations would be, like, I think she said that America owes Black people about $16 trillion. They can't really pay that. So we're going to have to be really forceful to get reparations. You're not going to get it the way you're doing it now. Like the way we're doing it now is we play politics the wrong way. We're very nice. We give away our loyalty way too easy. Like the Democratic Party knows that they pretty much own us. So that doesn't give them much incentive to do anything for us. So when we learn how to push a hard bargain, that's when we're going to start getting more out of the party. That's why if you want to know why I support what Ice Cube did, that's why, because you got to push. What do you think of the Black Party? I don't know the Black Party. I don't know that party. I saw Diddy. Diddy has a party. That's not my thing. I don't think Diddy and I have the same politics. Do you trade futures or options the most? I trade options the most. Most of my monthly income actually comes from selling call options. It's a tremendously wonderful way to make a return on investment. If you'd like to learn more about our options program in the Black Business School, feel free to go to blackoptionsinvesting.com. Blackoptionsinvesting.com. It's only $1 for the first month. You can try it out, see if you like it. I tend to look at things from a theoretical standpoint because that's what I kind of did in graduate school. But what it does is it allows me to kind of see things maybe some other people don't see. So options are actually one of the ways I actually generate income without taking money out of my business that much. Have you been to Toronto? Yes, I love Toronto. Toronto's like New York City, except everybody's really nice, which is very strange for me. But I love Toronto. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up button so that people will come into the algorithm. Also, my Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins, so feel free to follow me on Instagram at The Real Boyce Watkins. And don't forget the All Black National Convention. If you want to come to that, that's going to be starting Friday at 5. We're going to do sessions on how to get your business off the ground, how to invest in the stock market, how to get off the corporate plantation. After we get that out of the way, we're going to do sessions on politics, finding your purpose and passion, panels for black men, black women, just everything, the 2020 election, all this stuff. And we're going to lay it out there, and it's going to be real. Jade Arendale's coming through. Constance Carter, who's a real estate mogul out of California, will be there. Dr. Ahmadiyya Shakur, Dr. George C. Frazier, Jeff Lightsey Jr., who's a great sports guy. Faye Bishop, Julian Gordon, who's actually leading a group of black investors out in Baton Rouge. They actually raised $3.2 million to buy property in Baton Rouge. So these are people that are doing things. Nuri Muhammad, you've got Nicole Compton, who's a business startup specialist, Rick Mathis, the filmmaker, Nomalanga Mushali Moses out of Botswana, Shannon Stewart, who's a financial expert, Tariq Nasheed, who's made millions of dollars with his Hidden Color franchise, which is one of the things I respect the most about him, because, this is a black film industry, and I think that's awesome. So if you'd like to join us, go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. I've been taking your advice for 5 years, and I'm debt-free thanks to you, bro. ZZ Top, my man, you made my day. Or, I don't know, maybe you're a woman. But ZZ Top, either way, God bless you. You made my night. That's what I'm talking about. Get the shit done. Stop waiting for white people to save you. They ain't coming. The cavalry ain't coming. The cavalry ain't coming. Even when the cavalry arrives, it's not going to be the cavalry. It's going to be like a bully that's going to beat you up and take all your money. So stop waiting on Superman or waiting on white people. You don't even want them to arrive. You don't even want them. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we got to hate white people. I'm not into hate. But my God, seriously, let go of your addiction to white supremacy. I mean, the cooning effect is at an all-time high as we approach the election, and coonery ain't the way to get ahead. You got to be strong. You got to be smart. This brother went out and killed all his debt. I mean, that's beautiful. I love that. So God bless you, ZZ Top. I think I'm really, really happy for you and your family. Anybody can do that. Anybody can build wealth. Anybody can build a strong family, strong community, strong everything. And you don't need white people's permission. So give this brother a round of applause. Congratulate him, please. Let's see here. Did you watch Ice Cube on Tone Talks? No, I did not. Let's see here. How does one learn about stocks and bonds? Is there an app I can use about stocks? Well, we have a free training you can take a look at firstshareofstock.com. That's firstshareofstock.com. The video's been viewed almost 1 million times. Everybody loves it. I did this as kind of a way to get started on investing. You can really just watch that video and get started right away. If you want to learn more, we can show you more in the Black Business School, but our goal was to not let money kind of be the reason that you don't do what you need to do. So we let people into the school for free, and then we offer other things if you want to dig deeper, because we really want to build a Black-owned university. We believe Black people should own things, so we want to own our own colleges, our own everything, our own, real estate and all kinds of stuff. And so my goal is to convince you that this is going to work, and I hope that you believe me when I say this, and it is working, but I really want to make it work at an epic level. So feel free to go to firstshareofstock.com. That's firstshareofstock.com. All right. What do you think about skilled trades versus college? I think that both can work for different people, different strokes for different folks. I don't look down on either one. I mean, a person with a skilled trade that knows how to start a business will make more money than a college graduate in many cases, because a lot of college graduates fall for the okie doke. The okie doke is if I go to a big white university and put my family in debt for the next 50 years, that they're going to give me a piece of paper that's going to magically turn me into a wealthy person. That's not true. Getting a college degree will not automatically make you wealthy. Take it from a guy who's taught on college campuses for 27 years. A college degree can benefit you, but you must be thoughtful and strategic in terms of how you do it. You also, as a Black person, must learn how to start a business so that in case white people don't offer you the job you want, you'll be able to still go out here and be okay. Don't wait for them to give you permission to practice your skill. I talked to a young lady one time who finished college, and she said, I'm really good at marketing. I just need them to give me a chance. I applied at Nike. They won't hire me. I just need them to give me a chance. Now, I was like, look, you're a great marketer. You're a great advertiser. Why do you need them to give you permission to do what you're good at? Start a business and market your business. Seriously, why are you waiting for them to give you a stamp of approval? That's crazy to me. So that's what she did. She started a business, and now she's doing extremely well. But the thing is that our Black college graduates are getting screwed because they don't know how to start businesses. They learn how to run businesses, but they then have to go beg for an opportunity to run a business from somebody who actually owns a damn business. That's the wrong way to go. So these HBCUs, some of them got to be called out. Some of them got to be dealt with. Some of them got to be dealt with for the miseducation. Pay attention now. Listen to this. I'm going to say something that's going to probably make some people mad, but I got to say it because it's true. Howard University. I love Howard. Tuition's a little bit high, so we're not sending our child to Howard, but it's a good school. I think they're charging 50,000 a year, something like that. Howard University is right down the street from Dr. Claude Anderson. And he's been down the street from them for 40 years. Dr. Claude Anderson wrote the Bible from Black economics called Powernomics. It's the book Charlemagne the God was quoting, Kanye West is quoting, Ice Cube is quoting when he's meeting with Biden and the Trump administration. Like, this book is the most important book of our generation. Dr. Claude Anderson has never been invited to the Howard University campus one time. Not once have they ever had him in. They done had white people in. They done had stupid people in. They done had coonery in. They done had corporate Negroes in. And you can't find one time where you could bring that guy in to your campus to talk to your students about what they need to build a damn community. What kind of agenda are you on? I know that when I went to Howard to do an interview many years ago, back when I was into the whole like getting a job thing, which I don't do anymore. They can't pay me enough to hire me now. But I applied at Howard because I wanted to join the faculty. And I got interviewed for the finance department by a Chinese man. A Chinese man at Howard was going to decide if I, as an African American, was a fit to teach African Americans. How crazy is that? Tell me, am I just tripping? Am I being an asshole by bringing this up? Am I being a jerk right now? Or am I just stating facts? Seriously, if you want to know why you're losing, if you want to know why your community is going backward, it's because you got some backward ass Negroes doing some backward ass shit. That's what you got. If you got backward people that are leading the pack, then guess what? The pack gonna go backward. So we need new leaders. We need to push to the front. All of us, not one of us. I don't want you to make me a leader. I don't want you to glorify me. I'm not looking for that. But we need to push to the front. And that's what I love about this disruption of the Democratic Party and their nonsense, because that's what you call masculine leadership. Masculine leadership says, if you can't drive the car the right way, we're going to take that goddamn thing over. We are going to push you out the damn driver's side. You're going to hit the road. You're going to go rolling down the street, and we're going to take the steering wheel. Seriously, you're not going to keep driving us backward. We're not going to allow it. So that's what it is. That's what it was. That's what it shall be. Let's keep going. All right, so let me see. I'm going to scroll down. Let's see here. You know what? I got to hold this up so I can read it because my letters on my name on my shirt are messing it up. What do you think about XRP being a global bridge asset? XRP, yeah, it's crypto. I really had high hopes for XRP. I've owned it for years. It ain't going up like I thought it would. So it's kind of irritating me a little bit, but that's how investing is. Some things don't work. I have $20,000. Where should I invest it? I would look into index funds. I think that's a great way to get started. It's pretty easy to do. What is the best way to start a battery? Oh, you already asked about that. I would like to enroll my children in a program. What would you recommend from your courses? Go to blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. We have a Black business school for children that will put your child light years ahead of the white kids. Light years ahead. It's basically where when I left Syracuse University, I said, how can I if I want Black people to win, I'm not into equality and diversity and inclusion and all that. That's not me. I'm into winning. I'm an athlete. As a kid, I was an athlete. I wanted to compete. I don't want to tie. I don't want to be included. I don't want to get the nice gushy, somebody squeezing my booty and making me feel better. I wanted to win. So as a result of that, I said, how can Black children win? How can Black people win? The children are the future. You plant your seeds, the seeds will grow. So what I did was I spent thousands of hours thinking very carefully about how our children could be ahead of white kids, Jewish kids from all over the world. And so what we did was we took advanced economic concepts and broke them down with cartoons and puppets and things like that children can absorb early. Because what you can do is you can shape their culture. You can shape their thinking at an early age, which will shape their incentives and shape the things that they want. So the same way somebody teaches your child at the age of 10 that they want to get a Gucci belt and want to learn how to twerk and want to learn how to play football and basketball, well, we can also train our children on things that are actually going to benefit their life. So our children's business school is it's at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. In that school, in that program, I develop specific models that you won't find in any textbook anywhere, such that if your child learns these models at an early age, they will have a financial literacy level that exceeds the average college-educated adult. not the average adult, not the average person, the average college educated adult. It doesn't matter if your child's 9 years old. We got 9-year-olds that know economics better than most grown-ups. That's how you win the economic game. It's all about skill. If you have no skill, then you cannot win. But if you have all the skill, then you're going to accumulate the resources. That's how the world works. What is the best way to start building wealth in your 20s and early 30s? Invest consistently. Whatever money you spend on fast food, I would match that by investing the same amount. Like whatever you waste, so if you spend money on a pair of Jordans and you spend $200, put $200 in Nike stock or some other stock, right? If you go to McDonald's and you spend $18.47, then put $19 in your stock portfolio. Just make sure you don't waste more than you invest. If you do that consistently, you're going to be fine. If you want to really add to your wealth, make sure that you're not that you become an owner, not a renter forever. Renting should be temporary. Renting should never be permanent, because if you rent permanently, if you rent an apartment for, so let's say you rent for 30 years and you pay, let's say, an average of $1,500 a month. Well, you will have bought your landlord $1 million house. Literally, you will have made your landlord into a millionaire. So, and you would have put their kids through school. So here's the deal. Black people, by consuming other people's products, by renting from other people and buying things that we don't need, we are putting other people's kids through college. We are helping other people build generational wealth. We are literally the donkey that is riding them across the finish line and going as far as they can go. It comes from a lack of knowledge. It comes from bad culture being pushed to the community. It comes from horrific propaganda that's being pushed to Black people. Everything from get your booties to the polls to all the consumer items that are marketed to you on a regular basis, to the way you have Black television networks like BET that are owned by white people who want to manipulate you and sell you worthless corporate products. It's a very sinister process. So there's a lot invested. There's trillions of dollars of energy and resources and money invested in controlling you. They have to manage you because it's like they have a farm and you are the pigs and the cows. So if you have a farm and you have pigs and cows and horses, you got to manage your pigs and cows and horses. So you are the pigs, you are the cows, you are being managed. So I can't make a pig or I can't make a person who wants to be a cow become, a full-fledged human being. That has to be a decision. That has to be a choice. I can only lay out the awareness in hopes that some of you will hear what I'm saying and actually shift your behavior as a result of that. Okay. I can't help. I ain't here to save everybody. I can't save everybody. I don't have enough patience to save everybody. I'm going to try. I'm available for everybody. But we live in a world where there are competing messages out here. So and some people, would rather listen to Cardi B. All right. So anyway, let me keep going. By the way, so don't forget, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't done it yet, please do that. Hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe. Also, don't forget the All Black National Convention is this weekend. And I just want to make sure I'm shouting out constantly the people that are going to be there out of respect for them because they're giving their time. I appreciate them. And also, again, we have no corporate sponsors. And the reason is that you cannot have Black leadership, true Black leadership, brought to you by McDonald's, right? Walmart should not be leading you to liberation. The Democratic Party should not be sponsoring conventions that Black people run where we're really trying to actually become independent and free and find the solutions wherever they lie. That's what's wrong, in my opinion. That's why I was never comfortable with some of the other conventions I went to, whether it's NAACP, Urban League, CBC. These conventions were nice. They're very fancy, very nice hotels because Negroes like to be fancy. We like fancy shit, right? But the problem with the fancy stuff is that usually somebody's paying the price tag. You see, so if you see your community as a charity case, if you see Black people as just this sort of disabled group of people that need other people to pay the bills, then the people who pay the bills are going to make the rules. I want to be in a space where Black people make the rules. I want to be in a space where Black people control the narrative. I want to be in a space where Black people decide what conversations we need to have and what the conclusions are going to be. I don't want to be in a space where there's some guy in the background controlling the puppet strings and telling us what to say and what to do. So the All Black National Convention, we got Willie D coming through, Etan Thomas. Etan's a Democrat, actually, who disagrees with me, but he's a respectful guy, and I love him. And that's why I wanted to have him in, because I like to learn from people who disagree with me. I don't run away from people who disagree. I want to hear from them. Andre C. Hatchett, one of the greatest Black men I've ever met. Andre C. Hatchett is a guy who's just he's a man's man. He's a sturdy brother. He's reliable. He is He's got integrity. I just have so much admiration and respect for him. Rock Newman, who's an OG, who runs one of the great podcasts that's out here. He does excellent interviews. Vicky Dillard. I mean, there's no other Vicky Dillard. There's never been another Vicky Dillard. Tina Berry. She brings the fire on Fly Nubian Queen. Tesla Figaro. I don't know much about her, but she was recommended, and I'm gonna check into her stuff because I hear she's really good. Tariq Nasheed, Shannon Stewart, Ryan McCrary, Ryan Mack, who's a good guy I've known for a long time. Rebecca Samuels, who's a CPA, a financial expert. Noma Langa Mushali Moses, who's an expert on homeschooling your children. We got to get our kids out of these terrible public schools because they're destroying your children. They're destroying your seed. They're poisoning your seed. They're poisoning your seed. They're poisoning your seed. They're poisoning your seed. I said that 5 times because I don't think you hear it. I don't think we know that they're poisoning our seed. And if you want to poison the community, you poison the children. So that's what they're doing. They're poisoning your kids. So we need to educate our own children. You can't tell me that black people can't educate black kids better than white people can. If you don't believe that, if you think that white people can educate black children better than black people can, then that kind of makes you a white supremacist, which means that you're probably poisoned as well. Nuri Muhammad is going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there. So if you want to join us, go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. All right, so let's see here. Tell Tariq to leave the Karen keychain at home. I know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about a Karen keychain. I don't judge. It is what it is. Are you still interested in buying land in Africa? Yes, I am. Maybe after COVID, we can talk about that. Right now, it's hard to do much of anything. Let's see here. Did you see my reparations idea in your inbox? No, because my inbox is pretty full, and I can't promise anything. I see messages, but just to be honest with you, some things I can respond to, some things I can't. But I'll take a look. I'll check the inbox, and if I see it, I will reply. I would like to, let's see here. How do you feel about cryptocurrency investing? I like crypto. Just don't put all your money in crypto. I'm not a fan of putting a lot of your money in crypto. I only believe you should put a small percentage in crypto. But that's not investing advice. That's just my 2 cents, what I do. What do you think about 50 Cent's comment about voting for Trump because of his tax plan? I didn't like it because I'm okay with, like, me personally, I walk away from Biden. That doesn't mean I'm walking toward Trump. But it doesn't mean I couldn't walk toward Trump if I saw where there was clear effort to benefit the black community. I could give a shit less if he doesn't like black people, because anybody who knows anything about Joe Biden's track record knows that he actually has a deeper track record of racism than black people do. Black people just like him because you like Democrats. If Trump was a Democrat and Biden was a Republican, then you would be scared of Biden and you would love Trump. That's how crazy politics is, and how deep mind control goes, and how deep propaganda goes. But here's the deal. I'm not like 50 Cent in the sense that I think rich people, I disagree with 50. I think rich people should pay more in taxes. So I just chalked it up to, okay, here's a guy who's got a big platform, who's making a statement. It's his right to do that. But I think also we're stuck in a paradoxical world where a lot of the people who have the biggest platforms aren't necessarily the most thoughtful people. I give a big pass to Ice Cube, because Ice Cube did not, contrary to what the media has been saying, Ice Cube did not just wake up one morning, roll over, and write a contract with Black America. Ice Cube consulted with all kinds of experts, all kinds of scholars, all kinds of smart people. He talked to Dr. Claude Anderson. He talked to me. So Ice Cube is not, this whole idea that people are trying to form this narrative that he just decided he wanted to go out here and become a Trump supporter and just put together some bullshit, or whatever. That right there is an example of propaganda. What you're watching is a propaganda machine, which is a series of lies designed to control the masses. So much of what they're saying about Cuba is just not true. And fortunately, the community sees right through it. I mean, the smart black people just, they look for truth. Unfortunately, there are people who aren't going to believe that, who are going to go back to the okie doke. So, we can't help those people, but I'm just here to tell you, I wouldn't be next to what Cube is working on if I didn't really believe in it. His contract with Black America impressed the hell out of me, and it was well thought out. It was well done. And remember, if you want to blame anybody for him going to meet with Trump, you got to blame Joe Biden, because Cube wanted the Biden camp to be the first to respond. He wanted them to acknowledge what is going on in the black community in terms of economic problems. He wanted them to acknowledge that black people want reparations. He wanted them to acknowledge that we need a Marshall Plan. We need some sort of plan, that's a new deal for black people that's going to help us climb out of our situation. If you're really our friend, then you're going to help us. You're going to give us back our shit. If you're not our friend, if you expect us to just move on like nothing happened, then you're not my friend. So he went and talked to Biden. Biden blew him off. So because he's like, well, black people don't go talk to Trump. They're not going to go talk to the Republicans. Well, he went and talked to the Republicans. I cheered that on 100%. And you ain't gonna talk me out of it. So anybody who's mad, just stay mad. Just be mad. You just be sitting there mad while your party ain't gonna do nothing for you. You're gonna have the same damn problems 20 years from now that you have right now, and nothing will ever get done for your community. So you just sit there and sit still. Real black people are moving forward. Where can I get the hugest weed? I don't know. Hello, Dr. Boyce. Do you think black people not having fathers contributes to what's going on in Black America? Hell yeah, it does. I mean, we don't have, our families don't stay together. You can't build wealth and power without family. Family is everything, man. I mean, when they stole your families, they stole all your dignity. They stole all your wealth. They took trillions out of your community just by killing your families. Do you still believe Workhorse will get the UPS contract? Yeah, Workhorse stock was doing really, really well. It's been plummeting a little bit, not completely, but it's dropped a lot. And I mentioned that before. I said, if they don't get this UPS deal or USPS deal, it could be a big problem for Workhorse. I like the stock, but the way I managed that stock though was I bought it so I could write call options on the stock, and I was always writing the options and selling the call options because I don't want to wait for 10 birds in the bush. I want the bird in the hand. So I was getting my money out of the stock as soon as possible because I knew that volatility was pending. So now the options still have a high premium, but I think they're going to get the contract. But the delay, I believe, probably at best gives you an opportunity to get in cheap because I think it's dropped from 29 to 20. And so Workhorse is still, in my opinion, the most interesting company out there. I'm still a believer in investing in it. I still have a pretty substantial stake in Workhorse. So anyway, there you go. That's that. Let's see here. I got $195,000 inheritance tax-free. Where should I start as far as investing? I wouldn't just sit on it first charge. First of all, congratulations. Good for you. Whoever left you that money, they did you a great favor. I would look into index funds and mutual funds. I think that's a great way to invest. Look into your tax deferred stuff, the stuff that where you don't have to pay taxes, the IRAs or stuff like that, or even the Roth and the traditional IRA. Also, I would be very careful about putting more than say 5 or 10% of your money in any one place. That's one big thing. The number one rule of investing is you spread your money out, but you got to also plant your seeds. Like let your money grow. Don't just have it sitting there. How come no one in the conscious black movement, aside from the Hebrews, is talking about World War III? I don't know. I mean, I assume it's coming, but I don't know anything about it. I just literally have nothing I can add to that conversation. Why would depending on them to do something for the black community? That's insane to me. I agree, Femi. I think it's ridiculous. It's hilarious that you literally are crazy enough that you really think that the people who oppressed you are going to help you get out of your oppression. That's just kind of this ridiculous paradox we're in. What's the date? Oh, the convention. The All Black National Convention starts Friday, this upcoming Friday, the 23rd, 2 days from now. So if you'd like to join us, go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. When did the Democrats suddenly decide they have a monopoly on black people? Well, I think they've always felt that way, but really the monopoly only exists if you allow it. And so what was really fascinating to me about the response to Ice Cube was how many black people went out and did Joe Biden's dirty work. I mean, that's crazy to me that a black person will go out of their way to fight another black person who's trying to help black people. Like you're literally going out like it's your job. Like D.L. Hughley really broke my heart because I'm sitting there thinking, what is it like how much money are you making by going out here and undermining, attacking Ice Cube using propaganda? Again, that's what I said. They use a lot of lies and propaganda. He told flat out lies. He said Ice Cube is not qualified to go, put together a plan. He didn't think about it. He didn't do it. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? You could have called this man. Willie D is friends with D.L. Hughley and Ice Cube. I'm friends with all three of these guys. Right. And my thought was like, why didn't you just do the research? And Charlemagne the God politely corrected him on the Breakfast Club. He said, no, Ice Cube did a lot of research here. Ice Cube went to go meet with the Bidens and then he had to go meet with the Trumps because he wanted to get something done for black people. And the contract with Black America is very well done. So why this propaganda to say, oh, he just threw it all together and this crap. And just because you have a couple banging albums, you're not qualified to do this. And Ice Cube, to his credit, he busted right back. He said, show me where you're qualified to have a podcast where you're pontificating on these important political issues. Show me your degree in communications. Show me your degree in political science. You ain't got none of that. You're a comedian who has a mic in front of you and you think that you're a political analyst now. Well, I give him that respect. We allow him to do that, but he needs to understand that that's a glass house you're standing in, bro. You throwing rocks out of a glass house, somebody gonna throw rocks back at you. And why are we throwing rocks at each other anyway? Because at the end of the day, we should be doing what's best for Black people. If Cube wants to go around the back and try a different route, a different option, then let him do that. Seriously, like those of you who want to go out and vote for Biden, I love talking about my perspective. But if you go out and you support Biden, then that's your right. If you're supporting Trump, then that's your right. If you're independent, you're staying home, then that's your right. We need all of that. We need diversity in the community so we can achieve what's best for the community. That's why the B1 philosophy is so important. You got to be Black first. Hashtag B1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Put a hashtag B1 in the chat. You got to be Black first, because if you're Black first, then everything else is pushed to the side. Everything else becomes secondary. Nothing becomes more serious than doing what's best for the Black community. A lot of these people that are out here, ready to kill their Black friends and take them out and destroy them and cancel them, because of what the Democratic Party said, these people are not Black first. Like a Jamel Hill, she's dissing Black men and attacking Black men and hates Black men. I'm like, okay, look, first of all, you need a therapist, because obviously you probably have daddy issues. I would love to know the relationship between you and your father. A lot of the women that hate Black men ultimately hate their daddy. Kamala Harris hates her father. If you go and look at that relationship, her father wrote that article where he basically was like trying to blast her whole campaign, call her a fraud, said she really ain't Black. Our family owns slaves. When your daddy does shit like that, that means y'all's relationship ain't that good. So a lot of times women who have issues with their fathers, they blast on all Black men. Like, just like imagine a man with mommy issues, a little boy who grows up who has a shitty mama who's hooked on crack, who maybe abused him, molested him, abandoned him. He's gonna have issues with women for the rest of his life until he acknowledges it. But if he goes through life like some of the Black women, where you're constantly told that you're perfect, that nothing's wrong with you, that everything's wrong with them, then you're gonna run with that narrative, right? So imagine a boy who grows up, he has a terrible mother, his mother treats him like crap, so he hates women, and he goes through life abusing women, mistreating women, abandoning women, doing women dirty, and every time everybody's saying, well, it ain't your fault, it's her fault. These women ain't shit. These women, you're perfect just the way you are. Don't let nobody tell you that something's wrong with you. Well, he's going to be a toxic, like damn near like a walking coronavirus in the community. So some of the women, so we got some amazing women in the community, some hardcore, wonderful, beautiful sisters that are doing great things with Black men and for Black men and beside Black men. But then you got these snakes. You got these toxic, abusive, predatory, nasty ass, ridiculous, sick, crazy, mentally ill people with big platforms like the Amanda Seals of the world, right? Who run around because white people love to give a platform to somebody who hates a Black man. If you hate Black men, that's a great way to get a big platform from white people, because they agree with you. They also want to oppress the Black man, and they go around and they spit their venom everywhere because deep down they're just filled with poison. These are poisonous people. So we got to learn to identify that. Forgive them, for they know not what they do, but they're not going to stop this train. Let's keep it moving. All right, so let me see here. Let me read some more. Let's see. I talked about NIO stock earlier. I don't know anything about that stock. So do you think that the Trump tax plan is better than the Biden's? Better is a what's the word? A normative kind of comparison, in the sense that it's better if you believe that rich people shouldn't pay more taxes, because the Republicans tend to take care of the rich. It's worse if you believe that rich people should pay more. I believe rich people should pay more taxes. I guess I'm technically a rich person. I mean, I'm not it'd be crazy if I was up here talking about financial stuff and I didn't have my own money or whatever. But I'm okay with paying more taxes, because I don't mind sharing money. I'm not. I believe money is power. I believe money is freedom, but money is not the be all end all. Money should not be your final destination. Money is a tool that helps you get to the things that really matter in life. Never forget that. At least that's the Boyce Watkins philosophy. Okay, so you can have your own philosophy. Let's see here. First Sergeant, I went in on her on Twitter. She went off on IG. I don't know who you're talking about. Sorry, but you talking about Amanda Seals or somebody like that, or Jamel Hill? Hey, Dr. Boyce, L.A. Martin says, my 12-year-old daughter finished the Black Millionaires Tomorrow program tonight. We want to say thank you for the wealth and knowledge you provided to the family. L.A., first of all, congratulations on being a great parent. Your child will thank you. for the next 40 years. I guarantee it. I still thank my grandmother for what she did. And she didn't do nearly as much for me as you did for your child. Because my grandma she knew what she knew. The fact that you expose your child to a Black finance professor at an early age is going to give them a huge advantage. I didn't meet my first Black professor till I was 20 years old. So also tell your child that I'm extremely proud of your daughter. I just think that's amazing. And I'm really seeing, like, I can see things, I guess, because I understand certain things in a certain way. I see things that you just accomplished that maybe you don't even see. I'm just telling you, it's like I see your generational wealth like increasing tremendously just because you did something different. You went off the beaten path. So congratulations to you. Give them a round of applause. I mean, I think that's wonderful. Anyway, if you want your kids to take a look at the program, feel free. It's at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. I think the first month is like $1, so you can try it. You can do the monthly option. You can buy one time, whatever you want to do. And we have a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. So if you're not happy for any reason, we'll give you your money back. We have a great customer support team. We invest heavily in customer support to make sure everybody's happy. So you can go to blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. Let's see here. First Sergeant says, my daughter is valedictorian, graduated from GSU in last May, and is now in graduate school at Penn. Wow, look at you. That's awesome. Okay, I'm impressed. Go ahead and brag, why don't you? I love it. Michael Davis, would you be willing to reach out to Yvette to reconcile your differences? Oh, you're talking about Yvette Carnell, and bury the hatchet for the good of the community. Yvette Carnell, I don't talk about her much because I don't want to get into negativity, but sometimes if somebody's insistent upon really hating you, I don't know. Sometimes you get to a point where you don't know how to rebuild that bridge, and so I don't go out of my way. Like, I don't want to see her like, dead or failing or anything like that. And also, in fact, Ice Cube actually was working with the ADOS members out in California. I have a lot of friends that connect with that idea, because we're all descendants of slaves, and I don't understand. I'll admit to you, I never understood exactly the nature of the difference. I never understood why we couldn't just get on the phone and hash it out. And I did text. I sent some text messages and called on the phone and all that. And I'm still open to a phone call, but I just didn't understand it. Like, if I understand what's going on, like if you say, Boyce, you owe me $10, and then I understand it. Like, okay, I gotta give you $10. Okay, cool. Or, Boyce, you owe me an apology. And if I feel like, okay, well, yeah, okay, sure, let's apologize. Let's work this out. That makes sense. But when something goes wrong and you just don't know why, I don't know what to do with that, right? So I wish I could tell you something better, but I'm told you I'm not really interested in fighting with Black people. We got too many other issues to fight. But I'll just say that's always confused me. I'll just tell you the truth. So, but it's okay. It's no hard feelings. I'm almost 50 years old. It's time for us to grow up anyway. Can you help me get down payment assistance, please? I don't know exactly how to do that. I know that Julian Gordon in his real estate program, he has some stuff there. And there are some other things that I know Andre C. Hatchett runs the Black Real Estate School and there's stuff out there like that. So I would consider looking into something like that. Maybe somebody that teaches in a real estate curriculum. Our real estate program is the Black REI Group, theblackreigroup.com, the Black Real Estate Investment Group, theblackreigroup.com. And it's really, really good. Julian actually gathered a group of Black investors and actually they raised $3.2 million, and they're buying buildings in Baton Rouge. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can just go to theblackreigroup.com. So feel free to go take a look. When do you know when to quit and when to go harder? I think that's a personal choice. True MJ. I would, I guess it's a matter of how bad you want it. Like sometimes trying harder may not be as beneficial as trying it from a different perspective. Like sometimes you have to realize that what you're doing is not going to work and that you have to find a way to approach the issue that is outside of your box of thinking, right? So maybe find somebody who thinks completely different from you and see how they approach it. Like sometimes you just got to surrender. Like my big thing was losing weight. I was getting bigger and blood pressure high and everything. And I didn't like that. And I tried a lot of things to lose weight. I had an exercise bite. I tried to eat different. I tried to, work out a little bit, but it wasn't working. And so Alicia, had some other things that she did that I didn't like fasting, running. I didn't want to run. And I was just to the point where I was like, okay, if I don't if I don't change my approach, I'm going to keep getting the same result. It's kind of like with this Democratic Party stuff. If we don't change our approach, we're going to keep getting the same result. So I just surrendered to her and I said, okay, tell me what to do. All right, whatever. All right, you want to fast? All right, I'll do a fast. And then next thing you know, the weight just fell off. Lost so much weight and ran a whole marathon, actually, something I never thought I would do. I never planned on running again for the rest of my life. I ran a fucking marathon. So I just tell you, there's a solution out there, but you got to be real humble. You got to have an open mind. You got to go look for it. You can't just be stubborn and keep sticking to the same old approach every time, or you're not going to get anywhere with that. All right. I thought you were answering questions. I've answered about 50 questions, man. So I have been answering questions. Let's see. Can we talk about divorce rates, marriage rates, and the lack of a father figure? We talked about that a little bit earlier. I will say that, I dropped my pen. If you want to be successful in life, learn how to manage relationships. That means with your significant other. That means with your friends. A lot of what I see in the Black community is sometimes because we've been traumatized and mistreated. We traumatize each other. We go off on each other, cuss each other out, burn bridges, all that stuff. Quit talking to family members. Like, I ain't gonna talk to you no more because you're a Trump supporter or whatever. And I think that's bad. I just do. I think that before you throw a relationship in the garbage, you got to realize that throwing a good relationship in the garbage with a decent person, it's like chopping off one of your limbs. And if we if I chop off my arm and then chop off my other arm, then chop off my left and right leg, then I'm just going to be a nub just sitting there and I can't go nowhere. I can't move forward. So don't chop off your limbs. Learn how to manage relationships. George C. Frazier is invited to the All Black National Convention. And the reason I'm inviting him is because he's a master. He's an expert at maintaining healthy relationships with people. And I've watched George move. Him and Russell Simmons, those are two guys I was really impressed with how they manage relationships. And I watch how they move. I've seen people just flat out like disrespect them or, mistreat them or do them dirty. And I've seen how they repaired, some of those relationships, and I even asked Russell, I said, like, how do you do that? How is it that you've been in hip hop 30 years? And I haven't met anybody in hip hop that I can think of who hates you, who's mad at you, who thinks you're a piece of shit. Of course you had the stuff from the early 90s with the accusations. I don't know nothing about that. So that does count. But in general, in terms of from a business standpoint, I haven't seen anybody, even Dame, I mentioned the Dame Dash. Dame is like, oh yeah, Russell's cool. Russell, I talked to somebody else. Oh yeah, Russell's cool. I'm cool with Russell. Everybody, LL Cool J, I talked to him one time. Oh yeah, Russell's cool. And these are people that he's known since the 80s. And I remember one of the things he did say that I agree with is he said, yeah, sometimes you beat things over the head with a sledgehammer, and sometimes that's not necessary. And I really thought about that, and I still do it sometimes. But because I'm not perfect at managing relationships, but I really think that people who can maintain relationships do better in life. Another person actually who was really good at that was Al Sharpton. Believe it or not, I don't even really talk to Al Sharpton, because I don't agree with his politics. But I was really impressed with how many people he had relationships with and how he managed all that in his head. He's actually a genius. A lot of people don't know that, but he's not a stupid man. Some of his politics is a little bit crazy. I don't agree with any of it. I think it's kind of ridiculous, but he's not a stupid man. Can you please repeat the website for the real estate, please? Yes, Eric. It is the THE. I'll type it in here. TheBlackREIGroup.com. I think you can actually still get a discount there. I think the discount code is still up, so we'll leave it up there. TheBlackREIGroup.com. So there we go. I just typed it in there, so feel free to just grab what I typed, and you could use that. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. I gotta go to bed because Alicia's gonna kill me if I stay up too late. I hope this was helpful. It was fun talking to you guys, and don't forget, Friday the All Black National Convention starts. If you want to get a pass, you can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. And just to name some of the panelists that will be there, because I want to show respect to the people that will be there. I see Constance Carter, George C. Frazier, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, Dr. Nicole Price, Faye Bishop, Jade Arundel, Julian Gordon, real estate mogul Julian Gordon, Nicole Compton, attorney, Nicole Compton, business startup specialist, Mary Dean, who's another attorney, Lamar Tyler, who runs a group of Black business owners that have made millions of dollars this year. Nomalanga Shali Moses, a homeschooling expert out of Botswana, who's big on family and things like that. Nuri Muhammad, who's a bad brother. Rebecca Samuels, who's a financial expert, CPA. Rick Mathis, the filmmaker. Ryan Mack, who's also a financial expert. Let's see here. Tariq Nasheed is going to be there. Teslin Figaro, political analyst, extremely good. Vicky Dillard, the one and only Vicky Dillard. Tina Berry, Rock Newman, Andre C. Hatchett, Etan Thomas, Tariq Abdul Khalik, and Willie D, the one and only Willie D. And we got some other people coming through. So if you guys want to join us, go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. We start Friday. It's going to be virtual. It's going to be really good. I think you're going to love it. So take care, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on